Record on this computer.
What is the key to winning? My entire adult life, I have studied other people, looked at other people who've performed at really high levels, the multi-millionaires in life, the people who've made the biggest impact in the network marketing profession, the biggest impact in the personal development industry, really the biggest impact in the world. What is the key to winning? Why is it that winners win and why do losers lose? And I'll tell you, it doesn't boil down to intelligence, I don't believe, because I've seen many people who have performed at the highest levels and they don't appear to be that smart. I've seen married people, I've seen single people, old people, young people, black, white, Asian, Latino, you name it. People from all walks of life, lots of education, no education, people who come from a background where they've struggled a lot. They got this amazing story about overcoming adversity, people who were born into really wealthy families and they've succeeded at a high level. So, there's no commonality. There's no common theme among, as far as their background, even their skill level. But one thing that I have found of all the people that I've interviewed, in fact, I used to run a company where we had over 150 of the top speakers and authors, people who've really performed at the highest levels. And so I've had the opportunity to interview a lot of them. And one of the questions that I always ask people is not how did you become successful, not what did you do necessarily. I don't, the how-tos are interesting, but I say all the time, if how-tos were enough, we'd all be rich, skinny, and happy. It's never the how-tos that matter, because I can take people in network marketing and people do different things and they still succeed. But here is the deal. The one thing that I've noticed that's common, if I ask them, what is it about you? What is it about you as a person that's made you succeed at the highest levels? The one common theme that I get all the time is, I just wanted to win. I just wanted it so bad. And so it really boils down to desire. You gotta want success more than the other person. And that's something that sometimes can be a little bit difficult to come to grips with, because in a lot of cases, in fact, early on in my network marketing career, I didn't feel all that motivated. I didn't feel like I had that much desire. I wanted to win big, but it wasn't like I just had to. And it took me a while to get to the point where I finally had to enough to where I made the decision to actually go after it. And so here's the deal. If you're listening to my words right now and you're thinking, well, man, I just don't know if I have that kind of desire to really, perform at the highest levels, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to propose to you that I do not believe that some people were born with a lot of desire and other people were not born with a lot of desire. It's not as if God said, you've got it and you don't. I believe that desire is something that you pull out. It's something that you harness. It's something that you figure out how to increase your desire. And I'll tell you some of the things that I do to increase my desire, and that is to dream. It's to create a lot of goals for myself. And the key to creating desire is dreams. Dreams are the fuel that fire desire. And the thing is, if you're not in the habit of dreaming big, you may find it a little bit uncomfortable to dream big. It may seem out of your realm of possibilities. And so you've got to, I believe, make it a practice to continually create a lot of dreams for your life. And you want big things. One of the things on Instagram the other day, I just subscribed to this, luxury homes, this luxury lifestyle and exotic vacation, account on there. And I did it for the sole purpose of seeing really nice things. And when I see those really nice things, it tends to make me want to have them. And the simple fact of me wanting something like that raises my level of desire. And because I know dreams that fuel that fire desire, if I have more desire, I'm willing to do what it takes to go out and have them. And personally, if you goes back all the way to week one, I know I've talked about week one a lot, but if you go all the way back to your purpose in life, my purpose is my ultimate dream. I feel like if I live the core purpose of my life, I'm accomplishing my dream in life. And there's just so many aspects of that that I want for my life. And I've created a huge bucket list. And one of the exercises that I'm going to have you go through here is creating your lifetime bucket list. And this is something I've consciously done since I was 24 years old. I'm 38 now. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and I've checked off close to 100 things on my bucket list. Kilimanjaro, going to Bora Bora, going to Tahiti, paragliding, skydiving, highest bungee jump in the world, on and on and on. All of these things I've been able to check off. And when I look back at those, I look back and I think, wow, I have had an amazingly rich life. I feel more fulfilled because I've done those things. And it's evidence to me that I need to continue on the process. I've got to continue going after living this amazing life. And so creating a bucket list, what it does for you, creating your dream list, is the fact of you creating a lot of goals raises your level of desire. When your level of desire is raised, that's going to put the fire in your eye. It's going to cause you to go do things and break out of your comfort zone, where if you didn't have that same level of desire, you wouldn't break out of your comfort zone. And so, and creating your bucket list, here's the thing. If you don't have a why that makes you cry, listen, I struggled with that for a lot of years, because it was like, I can't think of something that makes me actually cry when I think about it. And John Maxwell, in one of his books, he talks about how, if you want little, if you don't have a lot of goals, you won't do much. You're not going to do much if you don't have a lot of goals. So I'm going to encourage you to create a lot of goals, a lot of different things in a lot of different categories. And so this is your homework. And I've done this with audiences. And in fact, I'll give you a little secret. When I go through this, one of the reasons why, if I'm training my organization, if I've got, a day to spend with them, I'll encourage them to create this bucket list, create this dream list. And what happens is, after they create the dream list, they come up with all these things that are very motivating. And then we talk about getting into action. And I give them a game plan for going out and, working and, paying the price, doing what's necessary. And what I find is people are way more likely to go take action if they have that bucket list, if they have that dream list first. And so I'll give you the different categories. I actually separate mine. I have an Excel spreadsheet on my computer. Just about every time I'm on a plane, which I'm on a plane a lot, I make a habit of pulling up my bucket list and reviewing it. And the fact that I review it pretty often, what does that do? It increases my desire. In my office here, I've got my vision board, and it's got pictures of all these different things. It's got my yacht with the helicopter landing pad. It's got cars and watches. It's got experiences. It's got private jet. It's a family walking along the beach. It's a dad with his daughter jumping into his arms. It's someone surfing. It's someone doing a bungee jump, and that's fulfilling the need for adventure. I got lists of islands that I want to go see on the vision board. And so I would encourage you to take, number one, create this bucket list, and then get some magazines, get the Robb Report, get some travel magazines, and, get a big piece of, like a big cardboard, and put those things on there. So homework number one, create that vision board and look at it. Whenever you come into your office or wherever you're doing work, look at that. And the simple fact of having that as a reminder, it's going to cause you to do more. It's going to cause you to break out of your comfort zone. It's going to cause you to be more creative. It's going to cause you to be more motivated. And listen, your actions follow feelings. And so when you look at that vision board, it gives you a feeling of motivation, and it causes you to go out and take more action. And so here's my categories that I recommend that I have for me personally. Number one is travel. So create a category of travel. Where do you want to go? What do you want to go see? From a business standpoint, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do business-wise? What do you want to do in your company? Philanthropy, what do you want to give? How do you want to give back? What kind of, churches or things like that? How do you want to make an impact in the world? Material, what do you want to have? And listen, there's nothing wrong with you wanting a lot of material things. If you're willing to do unethical things to get those material things, I think there's something wrong with that. But listen, there's nothing wrong with you wanting a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Rolex watch. You know, in fact, when I bought a Ferrari, what was meaningful more than the Ferrari itself was the person that I knew I had to become in order to have that Ferrari. It was an example of me making an impact in the lives of other people. So something that I'm passionate about is learning. So from an education and learning standpoint, what do you want to learn? What kind of adventure is one of my categories. So what do you want to go do? Maybe you want to go, you know, paragliding or bungee jumping. You want to go whitewater rafting. You want to go, you know, go on safaris in Africa. You want to go do adventures in the desert. So there's all of these amazing things that you can do from an adventure standpoint. What do you want to do from a personal standpoint? Maybe a physical standpoint. You want to go run a marathon. You want to run a triathlon. You want to learn karate or something like that. From a spiritual standpoint, where do you want to be? In fact, that was, you know, one of the things when I created my very first bucket list. One of the things was just from a personal standpoint, I wanted to feel like I was a master communicator. See, I felt very awkward in social settings. I could talk one-on-one with someone if I knew them okay, but if it was someone I didn't know, I was always judging myself. If it was a group of people, I was always, this voice in the back of my mind was always saying, man, why are you talking like this? You know, they're judging you. And, you know, I had that negative voice always coming up. I wanted to get rid of that negative voice. And then, you know, I wanted to get rid of that negative voice on stage. I wanted to be a professional speaker. And so, you know, I'll just give you some examples from a travel standpoint. Some of the things that I've been able to check off that have led to an amazing life: the Eiffel Tower in Paris, the pyramids in Egypt, seeing the Colosseum in Rome, going to Tahiti, going to Bora Bora, going to Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand. Took my mom to Machu Picchu for her 60th birthday because of network marketing. I was able to say, Mom, where in the world do you want to go? What's been your biggest dream? So she said Machu Picchu. Done. We spent 9 days traveling all across Peru, stayed in the most expensive hotels money can buy. And, you know, Mom, of course, me and her had the time of our life. Maybe going to see the Greek islands, you know, that was an incredible experience. I can remember being able to fly into Athens and see the Acropolis and the Parthenon, and then doing a cruise around the Greek islands, going to see the British Virgin Islands. You know, I mean, just the British Virgin Islands are so incredibly beautiful. There's a place called Jost Van Dyke, and there's this bar called the Soggy Dollar Bar. They call it the Soggy Dollar Bar because there's no dock. You have to anchor your boat and swim to shore, and so your money is all wet when you get there. And, you know, just a super, super cool place. Maybe you want to do a Mediterranean cruise. Man, that was one of my highlight experiences. I had a bunch of leaders on my team. I took my mom, my grandma, had the time of my life going to see the island of Capri and Naples and Florence and Rome. I mean, here's the deal. So many people get to go see all of these places. I've seen all the ones I've mentioned. I've been there. It's been amazing. If I can see those places, you can go see those places. So from a business standpoint, what do you want to accomplish? Maybe you want to become a millionaire. You know, you want to have $1 million in your bank account. I can't tell you how amazingly secure it feels to be able to log in and look in your bank account and see $1 million. Maybe you want to earn $100,000 a month. Maybe you want to, you know, earn $1 million a year just in passive income on your investments outside of network marketing. Maybe you want to become a best-selling author, become a public speaker, build a downline of 100,000 people, or, you know, my goal right now is to build an organization of over 1 million people. Definitely on our way there. I want to create generational wealth for my family. So, you know, have those business things down. And then from a material standpoint, what do you want to have? Maybe you want to have a Ferrari, a Bentley, a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce. Maybe you want your own private island, a private plane, a private jet. You know, one of mine is that 100-foot yacht with a helicopter, a dream home in Colorado, a dream home on the beach. So figure out what you want. And I'll tell you, on my bucket list, the material thing is the smallest category. You know, what excites me is not necessarily having all of the things. for me, it's more about the adventure. It's the things that I want to go do. It's also from an education standpoint. What do you want to learn? Maybe you want to be fluent in Spanish or French. You want to master speed reading. You want to get, certain degrees. Maybe you want to go back and get your college degree or an MBA. You want to get certified as a hypnotist. Get a degree in psychology. Get your pilot's license. Learn to sail. What is it that you want to learn? And then from an adventure standpoint, what do you want to do? Maybe you want to paraglide in the Andes Mountains. I did that with my mom. Incredible experience. Learn how to surf. One of my crazy ones. I just want to go hop a freight train. I want to go hop a train one day. I don't know why. I'm just crazy, I guess. Skydiving, cage diving with the great whites. Did that in South Africa. A cruise down the Nile River. I'm telling you, you cruise down the Nile and it's like you went back in time 2,000 years. Maybe dirt bike across the Baja Peninsula, go deep sea fishing, climb Mount Kilimanjaro, climb Mount Everest, go kite surfing, helicopter skiing. And there is just so many things to go out and do in this world. And you will notice, in fact, almost everyone that I have do this exercise, they have a challenge getting to 100. Now, I'm going to encourage you to keep going until you get to at least 100. Do not stop until you get to at least 100 bucket list items. And, it's almost sad when you start making your list. Most people get to about 15 things, and then it's like, well, I can't think of anything else. It's sad that people are so conditioned to limit themselves. So you got to open up your mind. And when you're creating your bucket list, put things on there, even if they seem unrealistic, unreasonable, put them down. If it is a desire in your heart, it is a possibility. When I wrote my first bucket list, I said I wanted to be a best-selling author. And that was so foreign to me, so unachievable, so unreasonable, because I was the kid who barely got through school. I finished in the half of the class that made the top half possible. I was not the sharpest tool in the shed. In college, I, dropped out right before I failed out. I was never a great student. So the fact that, I could become a best-selling author was just unthinkable. But you know what? What happens is you start to grow. And it may not have been even a year or two after that. I still didn't think, that still was kind of a far out there goal. But what happened is I just kept growing and growing and growing. And eventually I got to the point where I raised who I was as a person. I grew so much. And it finally got to the point where it was like, I feel uncomfortable not being a best-selling author. I have got to go make it happen because it's who I am. I deserve that. And so start that dream list, start that bucket list. Do not go on. Don't do the next module until you get that dream list. Let me be your coach. Let me mentor you. Take my coaching. Do not move on until you create your bucket list. It is that important for your future. So here's what I want for you also. I want you to determine a crystal clear why that burns inside your gut. If there was a why that makes you cry, this would be it. And I'll tell you what mine is. Mine has everything to do with my children. This was everything even before I had children. I wanted to be able to have a world for my children with no limits. I wanted to be able to teach my children history, not just out of the history books like all the other kids learn, but in the places in the world where the history actually happened. See, that gets me excited. The other thing, this is why I must perform at the highest levels, because I personally believe that the greatest way for if you want your children to go be great, the best way for them to go be great is for you to show them how to be great. Children learn from seeing, not from telling them. See, it's no surprise. What happens is when kids are 6 years old, their parents are their heroes. But by age 16, their parents have gone from grown-ups to given-ups. And that's why people end up following in their footsteps of their parents. It's just they follow in their footsteps. And so you decide that you're going to be the inspiration for other people, that you're going to go live a great life, that you're going to live vicariously through yourself, not through other people anymore. You're going to live it through yourself. You're going to go see the world. You're going to experience it, because here's the thing. If it's possible for someone else, it is possible for you. You've got to have that attitude is if someone else deserves to be a millionaire, so do I. If someone else deserves to go be a best-selling author, so do I. If someone deserves to travel around the world, so do I. If someone deserves to send their kids to the best schools money can buy, so do I.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, my. This is good. This is good. I don't know about you. All right, so we have an exercise now. What is the exercise? Go get your dream list and your bucket list. So we're going to be writing 100 things down that we want to accomplish. 100. In this your lifetime. Educationally, impact-wise, family-wise, adventure-wise, family-wise, financially, we're going to write down 100. Who is with me on this? Who is with me on this? Let me just say it's a little experience I had with my kids. So one of the things I've shown my kids is that if you want to be successful, you have to work for it. And one of the things that they've seen me do, they will tell you, no works hard. They don't call me that, they call me my name, no. They will tell you, no works hard. That's why he has money. If you don't want to work hard, if you don't want to be poor, then go work hard. Then the second thing I've taught them, I have to show them is that you want to make some money, you must learn to sell your skills. You have to sell something. I found out that the world we are living in is a world that people get scared of selling, but they don't know everybody's a salesman. Let me give you an example here. Let me look for someone here that is very neutral. Okay, let me use myself as an example. I'm an IT consultant. If I don't know how to position myself properly, I can't get a deal. I can't get a job. Ask everyone now, do you like selling? People tell you, no, I don't like selling. What people think about selling is maybe they see something like a flax. Do you want to buy this flax? That's where it starts from. You must learn to sell yours. If you can't sell your skills, trust me, you can't sell this flax. You can't even sell a bottle of water. So one of the things I've done is I promised myself I'm going to do is to teach my kids how to sell. I give them box of coffee and I give them pamphlets of the coffee and I tell them to go sell it to their teachers. And I tell them what to say. You must learn to sell. You make money only through selling. It is, let me tell us, don't let anybody deceive you. You make money only through what? Selling. If you can't sell your skills and your talents, your employer will employ you. You must be able to position yourself rightly and get your employer convinced of the fact that you can get this job done before you can get a job. When you are writing your CV, what are you doing? That's why you see some, they don't know how to write CVs or resume. You are selling yourself. That's why you can't write the same CV or resume for same job, for different jobs. No, you can't. Maybe you're in a company and you have a company and you are writing a proposal for a contract. You can't write and submit the same proposal for different contracts. You write a proposal. If I want to write a proposal to the church, everything about the proposal will be about how I've done things similar to what I want to do for you people and the level of impact I'm going to be making when you bring me to your church for a training. The proposal I will submit to a church is different from the proposal I'm going to submit to the police station. You don't get that. I used to manage my state security service networks, SSS networks, and those guys, they are highly secretive, highly secretive. I have to put myself in a place where they can trust me, they can believe me. You have to know that I know how to make sure their networks is well secured, so they won't have hackers hacking into their systems. You must learn to sell. That's what I did. So you meet my daughter right now. Let me teach you one. You meet my daughter right now and tell her, I love you. Do you know the next thing she will tell you? She will tell you, take me out. Let's go to urban stores. And you tell her, I don't have money. You don't have ATM card, because Mono's ATM card, money doesn't get finished there. There's always money in that ATM card. So if you don't have an ATM card that has money, to my daughter, you are poor. I'm telling you, don't tell her. If you tell her I love you, I like you. Otto, that's her name. Sweet. Sweet, I like you. Say, really? Let's go to Ruban stores. Let's go to Orisha. That's the next thing. And then you're gonna buy me everything that I point at. Simple. You don't mess around with her. If you touch her now, she will tell you, we'll go to Ruban stores, and you dare not tell them to take what they want, because that day your pocket will get finished. They are not the kind of kids that will get to a place and they will be eating sweets and chewing gum. You are joking. Tell them to take what they want. You are in trouble. They will get to the biggest. I told them, in life, never you choose the least. There are some people that in life, they teach their children how to pick the least. They go to places. How many of you have been like that? You have maybe mangoes to eat, mango fruits to eat, and you start eating from the smallest. How many of you have noticed this? Some kids are like that. Let me see you wave your hand. Did you do it? Yeah? You start eating from the smallest. And then guess many a times you end up not eating the finest. Somebody else will now come and take the finest. It is a programming of always bringing ourselves low. And if you take my kids to where they are doing shopping and tell them to pick anything they want, you are in trouble. They will not go to Sweets is the last place they will visit. They will go to where they are selling big as in bicycles, cars. You see, they will pick this for 200,000, 300,000 naira. You will be the one crying, come out from there, come out from there. I took them to where one of the days my older son wanted to do a song, so they told him to go and buy what's it called? What do you call it? Bow tie. And then my daughter is one that carries it on the head, and I took them there and I told them, let's check around and get to see where they sell bow tie. And there is a place where there are two sections where they have the bow tie. Okay, you will see the one that is kind of like in the normal bow tie, 700 naira. And there is one there packaged 6,500. My daughter went straight to the one of 6,500 and said, no, come and see this one. This one is very fine. The other one is not fine. I said, come. Are you not seeing the price? He said, no, it's not, but it's finer. Can't you? The price on the enter in here. Why? That was the programming I gave her. Do you know why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because in our bucket list, we should put things like that. They expose our kids to the best that life can offer. It's a wonderful thing. Some of you don't take your children out. You don't take your family. You don't even take yourself out. Some of you, they are adventurous. Some of you are in Lagos. You've never visited any beach at all to go and spend some time with your family. What a life. What a life. Recreational centers, beautiful places. Some of us here, and it will not cost us more than 20,000 naira. Some of us here have not taken our family even to recreational centers. For where? Are we not talking about visiting other states like Akwa Ibom State, Cross River State, places that have, wonderful places to visit and have a. Some people, I'm telling you, I was asking a guy in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, those days when I was at Uyo. My weekend, many times I spend it at Ibuno Beach. What do you mean? I will go there and walk down the beach and enjoy myself and eat suya and have some fresh breeze blowing my head. You've not even visited those places. The ones around you. Is it the one now in another state you will visit? Or is it the one now in another country you will visit? I want us to take this thing very, very serious. To really achieve a lot, let me give you for the things I got here. To really achieve a lot, you have to have a lot of goals. Make it a practice to constantly create a lot of dreams, because that is the source. Dreams are the sources of desire. If you want to have a strong desire, if you really want to make things happen for you, you must have a strong desire. And the reason why people don't have a strong desire is because they don't have a lot of dreams. Let me give you a perfect example. How many of you here wants to eat ketu to share? Let me unmute you. Which one? Ketu to share? You have to eat it too. How many of us here wants to eat ketu to share? Let me see you wave your hand. Okay. All right, sir. Pastor Joseph, do you want to eat ketu share? Yeah? Is that? Hello, sir. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Madam Olushola Olatunde, unmute yourself, man. Madam Olushola Olatunde. Kindly unmute yourself, Madam Olushola Olatunde. Okay, Madam, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Do you want to eat ketu share?
I want.
Why do you want it?
Because it's a good life.
Now, ketu share is a food, man.
Yes, it's a way of having a good life and raising my level.
And doing what?
Raising my level.
Did you even hear what I said? You didn't hear my question. Ketu share is a kind of soup. Soup. Food you eat. You know the way you have melon soup and draw soup. Do you love, which one do you love? Which kind of soup do you love to eat?
I love ogbono and egusi.
Ogbono and egusi. Okay. Now, ketu share is a soup. I want to ask you, do you want to eat ketu share?
I said I want to eat it because
Why?
it's something I have not eaten before.
Something you've not eaten before. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I love the angle you're coming from, but let me ask you a question. Are you with me?
Okay.
Are you there?
I'm there.
Is it possible to desire of something that you've not pictured?
That I have not
Pictured.
No.
So why do you want to eat ketu share? Can you ever be hungry to eat ketu share? If you're hungry right now, would you go to a store and tell them to give you ketu share?
If it is a food that I love to explore, and I can work towards it.
No. You are missing me. You are missing my angle. Yeah, I want you to follow me. I'm asking, if you go to a place there where they are selling food, would you tell them to give you ketu share? Would you demand for ketu share?
If I love it and I dream for it, I would demand it.
You don't know it at all. Now, okay, do you know ketu share?
You said it's a soup.
Yes, do you know it?
I don't know it.
So if you get to a place where they sell food, would you demand for it?
Unless I know it, that is when I would demand for it.
So you won't demand for it because you don't know it?
Yes.
Good. Now, do you know why our instructor said that you should go and subscribe to magazines? He talked about subscribing to a channel on Instagram that talks about good life of adventures. Do you know why he said so?
No.
Good. The reason why he said so is this. If you don't have a mental picture of what you want, trust me, you can't have a strong desire for it.
Exactly.
Remember what we are learning here, keys to winning. The only way you can get something done is to have a strong mental desire. And you cannot have a strong desire without a good mental picture. Do you know? Are you there with me? Do you know if you constantly expose yourself to movies that has to do with family people going out on an island, enjoying themselves, going on a cruise on the island and things, as in, the more you watch those movies, the more you watch those documentaries, the more the hunger is stirred up to have that kind of life. Is that not true?
It is true.
So you find out that the hunger we have to do things is dependent on what we expose our let me tell you the truth here. Most people are very, very, very lazy because of inferiority complex, because of where they are coming from. They hate to see good things. Trust me. Look at it here. People will tell you, yeah, you have to cut your coat according to your size. Abi, listen. That's when it comes to spending. When it comes to seeing things, when it comes to sightseeing, you don't pay. Do you know that there are some persons that even though a particular supermarket, that one of the biggest market sells things cheaper, because rich men and big men are going there, they will rather choose to go to smaller shops to go and buy things rather than going to the big shops. Is that not true?
It is true.
Let me shock us here. Do you know there are some of us here who will prefer to buy things in all those roadside people that get what they call it again? What they call that thing again? Bend down select. Is that not what they call it? Bend down select, right? To buy shoes and clothing. Do you know I found out that most shops inside the market sells things cheaper than those people on the roads? Are you aware?
Yes.
But guess what? Most people will not buy things from those shops. They will rather go to Bend Down Select to buy things. Do you know why? Mental picture. The reason why you cannot go to a fast food and request for ketu share is because you don't have a mental picture of ketu share, and you can never get hungry of ketu share. It's as simple as that. Whatever life you are not exposed to constantly, you cannot desire.
It's true.
So instead of people, sometimes, even if it's an handkerchief, practice this with yourself. Even if it's an handkerchief, go to the biggest supermarket. They sell handkerchief 100 naira. The spaghetti is nearby. Why would you have to enter the shop, where a bookie shop that is even farther than that one? Inferiority complex. Some people are so uncomfortable with seeing good life. Very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable with seeing good life. They want to remain small in their thinking. In everything they are doing, they want to remain small. And you want to be a big man. You want to be rich. You cannot. People are so uncomfortable with something big. They are so uncomfortable. They are so uncomfortable with something unknown. Something they don't have. They are very uncomfortable with it. I want to challenge you today. One of the best things you can do for yourself. Where's my phone? This one is not a joke. You will see it here. Let me show you something. I have some wonderful, as in if you see wonderful pictures of houses, as in home decorations, don't worry, you will see it. Don't worry, you will see. I have it stored up in my phone. Why? Because I enjoy it. I said, this how I'm going to be furnishing my house. Where did I keep it? 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 Very beautiful pictures I kept for myself. Because I told myself, that's how my next furnishing will look like. Some of you, even when you want to furnish your house, you will go and be furnishing your house as if it is a 1935 apartment. Just going online, pick your phone, go online, browse. I've seen it. Yes, look at it here. Let me log it into here. You will see. Let me log in into my. I'm telling you, what I'm telling you guys are very, very important. Seriously. You have to learn to desire something good for yourself. People are so lazy and uncomfortable. And it will be shown in writing down the bucket list. Some people will not write this bucket list. Some people, when they start writing, once it gets to 10, once they write up to 20, they are done. They are done writing. They can't write anymore. Why? Because in their mind, they are very little. In their mind, they don't believe it can happen for them. I'm telling you, I know some of you are very, very uncomfortable with me in my teachings. Very uncomfortable. Because your parents has exposed you to living a small life. But you want something big. You need something to motivate you to keep pushing you to achieve that. What is that? Your dreams. You need your dreams to be in order. Yes. So this bucket list we are talking about today, it will make you to go and research. Do you know there's some before I was thinking about you go to a beach, don't you that you are going to a beach? The man started illustrating things you do in a beach. Are you hearing me? You can go to a beach and have a picture of drinking coconut water with your wife and with your children. You can go to a beach where you are riding speedboat. The first time I traveled, I didn't do anything. Why? Because I never knew what they do in a foreign beach. I saw a beach I've never seen in my whole life. When I came back and I saw pictures of people that went with me, I was wondering whether I went to the same beach with them. Do you know, some of you, if I carry it to a beach, you don't think you'll be doing is walking around the beach because you didn't prepare. I didn't know that there is something called Disneyland inside an ocean. You can, as in beautiful. I didn't prepare. I was just there walking. The only pictures I took was only me and water. Only me and water. The second time I went, I said, I lie you. I must go on what? On a boat cruise. Do you know why? It's because there are some persons that, as in they already have mental pictures of the kind of picture they want to take. If you see some pictures some people took there, I was wondering. In fact, you know what people we are doing? Some things we are doing. They will go to one particular kind of the island, maybe where they have like palm fronts. They will take pictures as with different clothing and with different attire. They will go to another beach, another side of beach and snap. When they come back in their team, they will tell you this one is the beach of Capri. This one is this one of this one. Yet it's the same Philippines that both of us went to. But the pictures they will take will show, it will look as if they went to vacation in 5 cities. Do you know why that is so? It is because they already have a mental picture of what they want to enjoy when they get there. People will be very lazy with this. I know that one. Many of us will be very lazy with what I'm saying. Don't get lazy with it. It affected me personally. Don't get lazy. You can never in your life desire what you don't have a mental picture to have. You can come and tell me, like Madam Olushola Olatune said, because I've never eaten it before, that's why I want to desire it. That's a mere, you cannot wake up in the morning. In fact, Mama Olushola, if in the next 1 week, I ask you now, can you remind me the name of the soup I told you about? You can't remember it. Do you know why? Should I teach you? Do you know why? It is because the mind, our brain records things in pictures. When you see this phone, what makes you know it is a phone is because of the mental picture you have about this. If you tell a child that this is Apple, he will record this phone with the name Apple. So when you tell him, can you show me an apple? He will pick a phone and tell you this is an apple. Do you know why? Brains record things in pictures. What mental picture do you have about good life is the question now. Okay. I want to have a good life. What do you mean by good life? I want to give my kids the best that life can offer. What do you mean by that? That is a mere statement. It doesn't move anything. What really moves you is a mental picture. This is the reason why a lot of people wake up, they say, I want to achieve something, I want to achieve something. Why do you want to achieve it? When I have a good mental picture of, I just saw one woman one day, I said, Kai, my mom, if my mom will stay abroad on a beach for 1 month, my mom coming back, she will look like an American. I look at her, I say, oh my God, oh my God. Do you know why? I have a mental picture. Do you have a mental picture of having a wonderful life with your children? Do you have a mental picture of your children going to research about, if you see the quality of education some schools are giving to children, you will not want to allow your child to go to that school he or she is attending. I'm telling you. Seriously speaking, it is because you've not checked out some schools in your neighborhood and see the quality of education the kids there are receiving. You've not taken out time to go check their brochure. When you check their brochure, go online and Google schools, different schools. Look at the curriculum. Look at the one your child is attending. Trust me, you will start crying. A guy visited me one day and was like, hey, come on, guy. Your kids, where do they study? It's like they study abroad or where, where foreigners teach. I was just shaking my head. I said, can you imagine Nigeria? Do you know why? You don't dare make some stupid mistake around them in terms of tenses. You don't make, if you make that mistake, you are in trouble. They will correct you here and there. As in their pronunciation of words. And I had to go and learn before I speak. Where my kids are, I think 2 times. I'm telling you, because they will correct you with all sense of humility. You know, you come and become umbrella. You come and become turning words upside down. You don't do that. Excuse me. That's not umbrella. It's umbrella. As in, they have to teach me oral English. Speaking fluently. You see some kids, 10 years, they are still making mistake of is and was. Go, went. They are still making that mistake. 10 years. But yet, there are some schools you put your kids in, 2 years, they're already speaking fluently, good English. No mistake of all those nonsense tenses.
Yes.
It's because you've not seen it. That's the reason why you're comfortable where your children attend schools. You don't understand. So when you talk about giving your kids good education, what do you mean by it? That is the meaning of this bucket list. You cannot desire what you don't have a mental picture. You can't desire it. When you want to say, I want to have a nice time abroad, what do you want to do abroad? I want to have a nice time in my vacation. Write down what are the adventures you want to have in the vacation. People are lazy. Second one is inferiority complex. There is no harm in researching. I just use the one of boutique as an example. I'm telling you. Some people don't even know there are some fast foods you go to. The food they give you is sweeter. Sometimes even the same price with the one you will buy in a buka. I'm telling you, 600, 700, you still go there and buy. So the AC will be blowing your hair. While you are eating the food, you'll be watching some television and some nice things on the television, on some channels, and you're having a nice time and you can connect to good people. But because of low self-esteem, you want to go to a buka where they are selling almost the same amount of food. Why don't you give yourself an opportunity to see something good? So we're going to take on that assignment. Vision board is something different. Your dream bucket list. We're going to develop it. Don't tell me you want to have a good life. Don't tell me you want to give your kids the best of the education. Don't tell me you want to live a life of impact in society. What kind of impact do you want to make? Let me tell you the pictures I'm seeing now. There are some videos I have. I love watching them from time to time. But this one is saying now. I want to put it in pictures about, I watch documentaries about how ordinary $10 people give. I did the calculation. I found it was so beautiful. Can change the life of a child and so many things. And that's the kind of life I want to live. So I told myself I'm going to get pictures of a medical missionary events. Hear me? Put it on my list because that's the kind of life I want to have. Put pictures of scholarships, kids undergoing school. I want to keep it before me every time. When you say I want to live a life of impact, what do you mean? And I want to give to society. What area in the society? What area? Is it about tackling unemployment? Is it about tackling poverty? Is it about tackling malnutrition in kids in the rural areas? Is it about tackling low medical services in rural areas? Taking some members of your church on a vacation, on a missionary trip, medical missionary trip. There are medical doctors that are ready to join you and go there if you have the money to go there. There are nurses that are ready to go there if you have the money to sponsor them. These are things I love to do. And guess what I do? I watch documentaries about them. I'm going to get pictures and put it there. When you say you want to live a life of impact, how? Write it down. How many children do you want to have on your scholarship list? By the time you are 90 years, by the time you are 80 years. That is exactly what we are talking about here. The key to winning is a strong desire. And the key to strong desire is what? To have an overflowing dreams. Let your dreams will keep overflowing. How do you build up dreams? Exposure. Exposure. Expose yourself to a good life. You must not go to the beach every day, but you can go there once in 2 months or once in 3 months. You must not eat in the best of the fast foods every month or every year, but at least every week, but at least once in a month, you can go there. Take your loved ones, go there. Spend that 5,000, 10,000 naira. Even if it's only popcorn and ice cream, you'll be able to get it there. Let the kids play around in the kids' playground and then have some good time. It doesn't cost quite much to have a good life. It's because many of us, we don't desire. You think it's only when you travel abroad you can have good life. If you can't have good life here in Nigeria, I've traveled and I've seen people, I've seen myself. I will be there and I'll be I won't know what to enjoy. Other persons will be having fun, enjoying, because I don't have nothing. What fun? You think it's everybody that is there that is having fun. You can only have fun if you prepare to have fun. And you already have things you prepare to do to have fun. Some people don't know they will swim, so they won't even come with a swimming trunk. So you don't come with a swimming trunk. How would you swim? How will you then swim? Did you see the things I'm saying here? I want us to understand this. If you don't have a strong desire, you can't win in this life. And the only way for your desires to be very strong is to ensure that you have an overflowing dreams. Keep those dreams right before you every day, every now and then. Keep them right before you. That's going to create a burning desire. A time is going to come where the thing will saturate so much and you tell yourself, I'm tired of giving excuses. I'm tired of giving excuses why I can't get things done. I'm tired of giving excuses on the things I can do and the things I can't do. I'm tired. I'm going all out to make sure that my dreams become a reality. That's what it does to you. The key to winning is a strong desire. And you can't have a strong desire without having an overflowing dreams. So I want us to go home today with that assignment. Go home today with that assignment. Start writing your own bucket list. Start writing your own bucket list. Get your millionaire school note out. 100. Matt Morris said 100. Write down 100 things you want to do in this life. Financially, spiritually, impact-wise, family-wise. Are you hearing me? Your kids, your personal. What are the things you want to enjoy and have as a person, as a human being? Before you became a father, before you became a husband, you're already a man. Before you became a man, you were already a son. Your parents. How do you want to be seen as a son and as a daughter to your parents? Now you've grown to be a man or a woman, full-blown woman. What quality of life would you want to have? What kind of adventure do you want to have as a man? Before you became a man, before you became a husband, you're already a man. Now you become a husband. What kind of husband do you want to have? You want to be? Now you're a father. What kind of father do you want to have? You have the society around you. What kind of impact do you want to make in the society? Don't say, I want to live a good life. Tell me, what do you mean by a good life? I want us to go home today. It's an assignment. It is difficult. Trust me, even I myself, I will do it. It's difficult. 100. By tomorrow, I will ask us some questions about that. Let me know how many persons have tried. I don't know whether if I can get to 100 today, but at least one of the things I will do for myself is that I will write number 1 to 100. That's how I start, okay? So that by the time I'm looking at number, I know, okay, I'm on number 20. I'm telling you, I think I will need to do some researches. I'm telling you, there is a picture of a man I saw. His sitting room, Jesus Christ. His sitting room is like a movie. How many of us know this kind of floor? They call it 3D floor. As in you come in there, it's like they are acting, it's a screen. A floor is a screen. You'll be watching as you come in there, you will see yourself as everything is light. Screen, floor, where you are matching. The floor is a screen. Jesus. You look at the walls. The walls are 3D. It's as if something want to swallow you or something want to enter into another world. My dear, there is something, as in there is good life. Oh. You may tell me, that's waste of money. Trust me. The same way 1,000 naira is to you is the same way 1 million naira is to the person. The same way you eat food of 1,000 naira and you are crying, that's your normal food. That's the same way some people, the kind of money they have, 1 million naira is like 1,000 naira to you, to them. Jesus. Why don't you upgrade? Why don't you upgrade? That's why you see some people, they talk about people buying private jets. I say it because you are a poor man in your thinking. That's why you think that private jets is too much for people to have. You don't even have a good SUV, good Jeep, worth 15 million naira or 20 million naira. That's the reason why you think private jet is too much. It's a waste of money. How can it be a waste of money when one trip you make gives you millions of dollars? Can't you see? Never you attack good life. If you want to have a good life, I'm just going to give us an advice. That's the last advice I'm giving us. Never you attack a good life. Live the good life. Don't ever attack what? Good life. If you attack good life, you won't have it. Leave all those people going to beaches, islands. Can you imagine somebody spent 30 days in a hotel with a family? What kind of life is that one? And they spent 10 million naira. Can you imagine? Somebody made 500 million naira in a year and carried the family and went to Dubai or went to Brazil or went to Italy and spent 10 million naira. And then in your mind, you say it's too much. It's because you are small in your thinking. Why don't you ask, how much is this person making? Someone that made $500 million spends $10 million in his family, on his family, and you think it's too much. Don't ever attack good life. Expose yourself to good life. Write it down. Tell yourself, I want to accomplish this, I want to accomplish that. Some of you here, you are nurses. What about becoming a multi-millionaire where you can build hospitals and people will come in there and then they are going to have medical attention, 70% discount. I know of a person in Anambra State that built a standard school, world-class school. In fact, if I should say, that's one of the best of the schools. But the school fees people are paying there, others are charging 300,000 per term. The man says no. People will pay 70,000. I'm going to give people 80% discount. World-class school. Why don't you build such school? No profit. Why don't you desire to have such schools? Why don't you desire to have such hospitals where people can come in and then the 50% of their normal medical bills will be taken care of? So a common man can come into the hospital and then do what? Receive quality treatment with that money they will pay to healthcare centers. They will come to standard hospitals and then you will collect it. Why don't you desire that? I'm giving us examples of things. Don't tell me you want to give back to the society. How? Don't tell me that. You will start from this year to decide how many bag of rice you're going to be sharing to your neighborhood. At the end of the year, we're going to have projects people will gather together in their various localities and do. Wherever I am, I'll gather with people that are there and we'll do it. If it's one bag of rice people have, you bring it and then call the people that are there and share it in the name of RDI. Share it. That's how it starts. So at the end of today, write, just like me, 1 to 100, and then start writing your bucket list of dreams. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yesterday was awesome. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of us that made the invitations yesterday. It was awesome. You know, people picked interest. A lot of people chatted me up yesterday. We are really doing a good job. And I will also continue with that good job. God bless you real good. I really want to commend my Rising Star leaders. We are really doing so well. We are doing exceptionally well. Okay, I really appreciate us. Let's have a good time again today. Okay, yesterday, some of you maybe didn't notice, I closed the meeting very fast because of my eyes. My eyes were actually itching me really bad. So I had to really, close the meeting quite, fast. But I thank God I was able to deliver value, and then people, joined the business yesterday. I think about 2 or 3 persons from different teams paid him money yesterday, and I was so happy that did happen. But I'm getting better now. I'm having some eye drops, so I'm getting it's much better, unlike yesterday night. God bless you. See you today at 8 p.m. Love you all. Bye.